Greetings. Greetings, my friend, and thank you very much at this time for being present in our realm of comments were if Trump needs to do something in the next few days.
What would you like me to expand on that? That is what we see. For yes, they say there is a timeline. Timeline is that which you create. The timeline has his own, and those who work with him and their making. So the timeline that they have seen through the looking glass, and they have observed and seen what is to be played out. If this is so, then they are looking at a timeline that, for want of a better word, the communist party is going to play a certain attack, a certain wave of action, yes, which will probably be within a week and a half's time. It will not be a in-your-face bombardment like they did at Pearl Harbor. This will be subtle. It will be almost unseen, but it will be there. If this is the timeline that they are waiting for, it has already been done, they should move. If they are looking at the second version of the looking glass, you see the looking glass will show you again things that have the potential to happen, as well as what happens. So they will show you, will see what has been done, and then it will show you how it became. Yes? Depending on who you speak to, when you speak to the looking glass, you get a varied alteration. There is a timeline that says that they must bide their time for a week to 2, no longer than 2, no shorter than 1. For in this timeline of 2 weeks, many will expose themselves, many will come out of the woodwork, many will feel comfortable that they are safe because their nemesis has been retired. During this week of time, these 2 weeks of time, there will be much fear and darkness and despair in many of the humans. This is the dark period that is referred to. Not so much non-communication. It's the human soul. Because at this moment they are still living in hope. There is still hope that something is going to break through. After the first week, they will begin to lose hope. In the second week of the timeline, most of the humans that have followed Trump, that are not stalwart, that have been fearful of what has been going on, and so have chosen to come to the side of good under Trump and his people, because they have feared the other side. These ones will become uncertain and will almost start flipping. This timeline will be what is, in some ways, we say, the requirement to finalize the amount and depth of treasonous acts that are being searched for. Yet, we would say that many of these treasons and treasonable peoples have already been exposed, and there has been sufficient evidence presented for the ongoing need for cleansing. Yes? The reason for the timeline is to seal it, to ensure that nothing can go wrong. We do not wish to rush the event, but we do see that there are times when you can look at something and go, this is actually being compressed and can be moved forward. If there is anything we would say to people is be prepared not to swallow your pride, not to duck your head, not to pretend that you were a Trump supporter or a supporter of truth, but to continue to hold fast to your belief, because that will be the rag to the bull. It will be the thorn in the flesh. For as long as there is a thorn and the irritation, they will have the fear that Trump will return, or one like him will return. Yes?
Yes.
If the people do not like what is happening, then perhaps it is time to declare separation, annexing from the society that governs them. Remember, every state is a law unto itself and can annex themselves from the overhead until such time as there is a legal and lawful, righteous establishment. This does not give leeway to just popping in and out of the union. It is done with deliberation and with a vote for the people to decide whether they remain part of the united or ill-united states or do they begin to break away, to formulate their own constitution of reality of who they are. They may still use the Constitution of America because they are American and the Constitution covers them. They are a state, but they are not of America. They can become their own entity. If enough of these do it, you will have a relapse, I suppose, of the Confederates and the Union. But it will not be of that ilk. For you see, the Confederates that were in the South that wanted the enslavement have migrated to the North and now live in fancy houses. And they have infiltrated the North with their slimy, insidious ways of slavery, but in a different format.
Well, we're aware that slavery's never left this planet, even if we think we're free in that regard. Like my friend's friend, you actually also introduced yourself, Cifehtr down in St. Germain. You said you were in the the Cifehtr energy.
I'm calling in all parts, all fractions, all aspects, to ground and to give the depth, all the parts of the answers that you are seeking. For you see, the Saint Germain energy was with Washington and all of those in the very early days when America was being birthed and being fought for. Yes?
Indeed. What is Trump's plan? Him and his inner team. What is their plan?
To destroy from within.
How?
How do you destroy? How do you plant a virus within the mechanism, the machine, to destroy the machine? You put it into a small, insignificant, yet important part. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch it. You watch it grow. Until, when it is noticed, it is too big to actually remove. You have to now fight it. You actually have to address not just one area, but multiple areas using different technology in different areas, because you cannot use the same technology here as you use there, because if you do, you could destroy other parts of the good machine, yes? Or the working machine.
So complex.
It is complex.
But you were left off before you went into deeper channels saying Trump needs to do something in the next few days.
He needs to do something that people will be able to see. A, he is alive. That he is still with them. That he is still in coherent faculty. That Melania is still with him. That Baron is still with him. He needs to give the people that have followed him for so long an awareness that they are not punching empty bags. Yes?
Yep.
Yes, he said, farewell, we're going to transition, may they have luck, etc., etc. And then there's silence. There is no more water dripping from the ceiling. There is no coding being passed and slipped on pieces of paper between friends. There is a drought. Why? It is this drought, the sudden parchment, that has caused a major unrest and uncertainty in the ranks of the general public. To the point where not even those who have been, even in the direst of lack of intel, have come forward and said, hold your speed, hold your ranks, it's okay, don't worry, this is a time, this is a period of silence, we will get through this. But even the moderators are silent, have disappeared. There is a reason. Many are being called, many are being informed of updates that they are unable to share, unable to deliver until a certain time and a certain date. And then you will begin to see certain revelations being brought forward into public arena of various mouthpieces, one after the other, maybe a day or two apart, of different views. Yet, when you put them together, and this is the important thing, you take this and you add it with this, you add it with this, and you begin to see the picture. Too often people are surmising, analyzing, instead of taking what has been given and laying it aside with what has been given and given and given. You see, this is how militaries work.
She's saying in a few days that there'll be different information that will come out, maybe a day apart, in different areas. Some of the commentators I've listened to.
Yes, you will begin to see those who have the information, who have been trusted. Because also, I remember, this is a time of seeing who fits and who doesn't. Who is remaining, who is not. Who is steadfast and who is not. We say Trump must do something of public so that people may see. It's not so that he is a show of strength and a show of, whoa, 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 I'm the captain, yes? It's, hey, hold rank. If he is the general of the people, if he is the Make America Great Again head, yes? He needs to assure the people, not that they are his followers, but they are his soldiers. And there is a difference between being a follower and a soldier. A soldier without a leader is a dangerous thing. They go rogue. And when they go rogue, it takes a long, hard look at themselves to bring them back into line. Yes? Followers, they follow whoever leads them. Yeah? If we go back to Saint Germain, during the time where he was with Washington and all of these great old men, of honor and integrity, yes, they were Freemasons. Yes, they were in these different skullduggery type things at some point in their life. But when they came to create a nation that would stand apart from the military, financial, spiritual might of the old world, i.e. England and the Vatican. And they decided they were going to create a sovereign nation, a nation that was a republic for the people. They stepped aside from many of what people call the cults, Freemasonry, etc. They left it behind, no longer engaged in it. Maybe they did not announce or denounce publicly, but they did have an understanding and a comprehension and a deep inner knowing that for a nation to be born on a strong constitution, and I use that word in a double-edged way, as in the constitution of stomach, a strong essence of being, yes? Mm-hmm. As well as the constitution on the paper. They needed to commit to it 100%. Over time, corrupt men and women infiltrated and attempted to destroy from within, so that the Vatican and that England could own the people and the land again. Yes?
Yes, that's what happened. So they
We are
allowed the
having-
same habits to continue on.
Yes.
That's what happened.
We are in the middle of a reversal.
Taking it back yet again.
Taking it back yet again. It has been 4 visible years that humanity has seen this, but it has been 3 or 4 decades, perhaps longer, of deep, intense, let us just use the term underground work being done, yes? Before that, we will say another 30 or so years of coming together, defining what is truly going on with our nation. Why has it been hijacked? So you can see this has been going on for about 100 years. At some level, there's been some questions being asked on the high ranking. It's always been a military man that's turned around and said, something is not right here. I cannot question our Commander-in-Chief because he is the Commander-in-Chief, but I can question everything else under it.
Yep.
Why do you think he says that? Because as a general, although he is sworn to protect the nation, the land, and the people, he is also sworn to protect the Commander-in-Chief. His Commander-in-Chief is the President. But when the President becomes a CEO or a governor of an organization, he's no longer in command of power. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So it has been an enactment of portrayal, fiction, for these generals as they have done what they have been to do, because it gives them access into the power places, which they then can relate and go back down the line. Because, as you've heard time and time again, military do not swear allegiance to a government. They swear allegiance to the people and to the land.
I understand that. I know what you're saying with that. So the military at the moment said to the people in the land, but it's the Commander-in-Chief that runs the military and the land, or gives orders, right? At the moment, whether it's smoke and mirrors or not, that someone is called Joe Biden.
Yes.
And?
But the military, are they the US military? Or are they something else?
I don't know. What's the something else?
Are they the CCP? Why do you think Trump ordered his military, to come into one place?
Whereas his military?
That's just the thing. Have they gone underground with him? Or what you've seen CGI is what you've seen a replacement? Are they even, shall we put it this way, are they Western face structure, or are they of Eastern face structure? Remembering, you now only see about that much due to their caps or headgear and masks.
So if they are Chinese or Asian or Eastern origins of military that are working for the communists, Biden communists, where are they placed? Are they placed in the capital?
Perhaps. I am just saying. One must not look with eyes that see. One must look with eyes that see beyond. I cannot give you and will not give you. Oh, this is an answer here. Here you go. Yes, there is a foreign military on US soil, and it is working under the guidance of the Biden personality. And in 4 days' time, there is going to be an uprising, and they will squash all Americans that do not abide by what this new CCP government says. There will be mass arrests at the human level of anybody and everybody that followed Trump and the MAGA uprising, and they will then find themselves in FEMA camps, or these camps that have been produced for the vaccination people. Shortly after that, there will be mass deaths because people are going to die suddenly due to some strange occurrence. This is a very strong person outlay of what could happen.
So what needs to prevent it? I mean, what do we do? What do I do?
You can do nothing. This is it. It is an American issue. America needs to look at what is going on in America. Yes, there are multiple light workers of light in and around the world. And if they focus their energy, as we have said time and time again, focus on what it is that you want. Focus on what it is that you wish to see falling out of the universe for America. What is it that you wish to see held back? What is it that you wish to see coming to the fore? And it's all very well to say, yes, but you know what I want. It is time to stop seeking from other people. And this is for the globe. And it is time to start saying, we've been given the intel. Let us now begin to see of all of those out there who call themselves star families, who call themselves knowledgeable beings with a quantum physics awareness of the metaphysical realm around us. Instead of talking the talk, walk the walk. Hit the knees in meditation, in prayer, whatever it is that is drawn out of your chest to the universe, out of your energy to the energy of the universe. It's time for that energy to be focused into the very central place of being, where this warfare is at hand, on the physical level.
I understand. Hold fast to your truth.
Yes. And speak the truth as a laser into the area that is required. If all of these discussion groups that keep promoting this image and that image and just breaking this thing down and breaking that thing down into understandable terminology stopped and said, instead of talking tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to ask this one and that one to hold a meditative space, that everybody comes together and actually focuses on Trump for empowerment, for guidance, for strength, focuses on the military under Trump to come into play, focuses on for the positive to do. Is that not stronger? Is that not in line with the universal law?
Yes.
Yes. You see, humans are still caught up in the drama of what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we are trying to disengage from.
Right.
What is happening, but what is it that humanity wants? Do they want the drama? Because by focusing on it, that's what they're getting. We don't know where Trump is, so let's just focus over here. Trump failed us. No, Trump was over there 2 seconds ago. Smoke and mirrors, he's disappeared for a reason. Let's focus on the reason, let's bring in the reason, let's bring the clarity in, let's bring the focus in, let's bring the laser in, let's bring the peace in. Where is the energy?
With the White House, with us.
So, that is what I'm saying. All of the potentials that I have given you can be swept aside in a breath. Gone. Null and void. By one strong pulse of energy, focusing for the righteousness of this world. Yes? Allow yourself, whoever hears this, whoever you share this with, allow yourself to focus on the truth. What is the truth? That the truth of light, universal law,